All eyes will be on the Saudi oil minister, His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz bin Salman. I mean, he really is now the Jay Powell of the oil markets. And the real question is, will the Saudis and OPEC essentially say 400,000 barrels additional coming on the market is not enough? We're going to do more because we are concerned about a tightening oil market, particularly because of the substitution needs for oil. I mean, the big question is, if we have a cold winter, are we going to have more demand in Europe and in Asia for oil as a substitution product, because there's going to be real issues about power generation? And so I do think that there is a significant chance that they simply say 400,000 is not enough, we'll do more. Now, if they don't put more than 400,000 on the market, I think they will signal, though, that they're meeting every month and they have the ability to adjust as needed. This is the new thing, the monthly meeting structure.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw it over the weekend, but Pioneer Natural Resources CEO Scott Sheffield, by the way, the only oil company CEO I've actually ever seen at an OPEC meeting, and one of the most respected guys out there, over the weekend telling the Financial Times that basically OPEC is in control, that American producers don't have the ability now to control prices because they're not growing, that it's all about OPEC. Would you agree?
I mean, really? OPEC's the only game in town, but really I would say it's really about Saudi Arabia. I mean, what country has the ability right now to surge production in order to cool this off? We're really only talking about a handful of those countries. And of those countries, Saudi Arabia is sitting on the most barrels they could deploy to try to cool this off. And we know His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz really thinks of himself as the central banker of oil. So I do think, again, if they don't put more barrels on than 400,000, I mean, I expect they will. But if they don't, I know he's going to signal that they are standing ready and willing to do so, and they will be closely watching market conditions. He has caused this whole Fed-like meeting structure to actually happen. He very much wanted to have a rapid response mechanism with OPEC. Remember, Brian, we used to go to Vienna twice a year, and they were stuck with a policy. Now they can change every month as needed.
Well, don't say it too soon, Halima, because I do selfishly hope that we get back to Vienna for an in-person meeting again at some point. That said, there is a natural gas crisis going on in Europe where the prices have soared there and in Asia because basically power producers are panic buying to stock up. There's supply shortages. Does that factor in to OPEC's thinking at all, given that natural gas production is largely a byproduct of oil drilling and oil production? How does that, I mean, they're not a natural gas organization, but it has to be in their thinking, right?
Hugely, Brian. I mean, I think this is front and center for His Royal Highness. I mean, I think they are incredibly concerned about this escalating energy crisis in Europe and in Asia. And again, what are going to be the replacement products if you cannot get enough natural gas in for power generation? I mean, there could be a significant pull on oil as a substitute. And so I do think this is the reason why we're even talking about doing more than 400,000 on the market. I mean, the fact is, we're all sitting here trying to be meteorologists saying, like, what is winter going to look like? Because if it is a cold winter, as you know, the view is that there simply is not enough additional natural gas on hand right now to meet all the needs. We could have a real situation where governments are choosing, do you supply to consumers to keep the lights and the heating on, and do you essentially have to starve energy-intensive industries to meet that demand for consumers? So it's a huge issue.